What is up, everyone, and thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. I am one of the co-host assistants. My name is Mark the Monster Clementine. Last name Clementine, because I'm orange. We will be getting joined here in just a moment by the big guy's illegal brother-in-law, Joe. He's going to be joining us. We're going to talk about the demise of the Bloodline. Are we looking at a Bloodline civil war? We do have the Crockett Cup coming up with our friend Flip Gordon taking part in that. We have tons of things to talk about in the world of pro wrestling. BKFC 44 is on the horizon. We recently had an interview with one of the main eventers there, Kai Stewart. He will be competing for the featherweight title. Got to talk to him. There he is. I don't know if you've seen that behind me. Yeah, we got some ads running from Fight TV behind us. Not sponsored, but it's just a very, very cool service. Joe thinks this whole Bloodline Civil War is going to be looking to pan out. All right. There we go. What's up, Joe?
What's up? Elmo.
How you doing, bud?
Good. You see Elmo?
Oh, look at that. It's little girl Joe. Hi, little girl Joe.
He's talking to you.
No, he's not.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, she don't want to talk to you.
I have that effect on people sometimes. It's a little off-putting. Not everyone's real comfortable talking to a puppet, but I mean, people got to get comfortable knowing diverse people and people from different cultures and backgrounds. I suggest you get your daughter to be more understanding.
I try to. She don't want to listen.
So Joe, just so you know, down the road here in the future, I'm going to be involved in something a little bit special. Going to be a little different. I'm going to be hosting Beyblade tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah, they pick up some stadiums and stuff. So that way we can Beyblade it out, and maybe take some bets.
Okay. I ain't did Beyblade, but okay.
I'm trying to get more into gambling.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. All right, I can do that. Yes.
I'm not losing. Okay. There we go. Maybe. There you go.
Yeah. You'll lose. I won't.
What do you know about Beyblades, Joe? You into Beyblades?
Oh, well, I work
or
at
you just into gambling?
I used to work at a store, so I used to play with demos all the time, Just saying. That is all.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's into promoting Beyblade events, and he's a bit of a bookie.
Oh. So how's that going for him?
I think it's going pretty good. His name's Stan. Yeah.
Oh, hey Stan.
Yeah. Get out of here. You don't work here. I'm not paying you that money I owe you either.
Okay.
Joe, you enjoyed the week of pro wrestling so far?
It's been interesting. Very, very interesting. That's the best thing to say. Very, very interesting. Uh-oh. You broken out.
No, there you go. I keep losing you.
Oh.
Wait. See if I can fix this thing. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, I'm on my good old Wi-Fi, so I'm good. And on the phone.
There you go. Now you're there.
Yeah.
So I think we're in the midst of a civil war in the Bloodline.
Yes, I seen that. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. What?
Yeah.
No. I'm on the phone. You good? Yeah.
Tell her you're on the phone talking to a puppet.
The puppet said, leave us alone.
That's not what the puppet said. The puppet didn't say leave us alone. The
Puppet
more
said
fans,
the
the
same thing
merrier.
for him.
The puppet likes an audience.
The puppet said, you are very mean to him and don't show him no respect.
That's not at all what I said. Hey, can you guys believe this? We're live here on Instagram, and the illegal brother-in-law Joe is spreading falsehood about Mark the Monster Clementine. It's unbelievable.
Mark said he's going to beat you up the next time he sees you.
That is not at all. I'm not a violent person. Puppet. Person, puppet, person.
All right. Let me phrase that. Mark said he's going to bite your hand off.
It is not. No, I didn't say that. I'm getting myself out of this. Hey, big guy. Yeah, what's up, Mark? Yeah, you got to get over here. Joe's saying I'm threatening kids. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not. At this rate, I'll never get to be on Sesame Street. I'm out of here, guys. Mark the Monster out. I'm on my way. What do to Mark?
We just having a good conversation. You know, like a little debate. That's all we having. That's all.
Oh, all right.
Debate. That's all. You know how me and you, like me and you have a debate. Me and Mark just had a debate. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Oh, well, I mean, he ran off screaming.
I guess he saw a ghost. I don't know.
Was he saying something about gambling?
Oh,
I hear him say he's gambling.
Beyblade, a little gamble. Beyblade.
Yeah, man. He's real into Beyblade.
Yeah, him and Stan.
Who the hell is Stan?
I guess it's sponsorship for the person. Stan. That's what he said. Like a purple guy. Pink. My bad. Pink. He's pink. Like a shark. He's pink like a shark.
Huh.
Stan.
Is he having people in the studio? He's not supposed to have people in the studio.
Hey, that's on you to talk conversation. I can't help the studio. I'm in my own studio. That's about it.
I'm gonna have to find out about that because Mark's got a background of knowing some. I don't want to say shady characters, but you know him and Oscar the Grouch go way back, right? Well, Oscar's able to be on Sesame Street. Mark's not. So
okay. Well,
Mark.
All I can say is Stan knows his money and know how to gamble. That's all I'm gonna leave it with that.
Who the hell is Stan? Anyway, Mark already hit the intro, but welcome everyone who's checking us out live here on Instagram. If you're not checking us out live on Instagram, I imagine you're checking us out on Spotify or Rumble, possibly YouTube. I think Rumble's a bit of a cooler user interface, but I digress. If you want to check us out there, there's links in the bio, link tree thing all over the place. Okay. This video is not going to be edited anyway, so I'm not going to pop anything into the video. But how you feeling about the week of pro wrestling, Joe? The fall of the Bloodline.
I'm kind of mad about.
You're mad about the fall of the Bloodline?
It's turned out different than I planned it out. I figured it's like they turned the whole family against each other. I don't know how they're gonna do it. The twins, Jimmy and Jay, how they gonna freak them up? Solo.
If anyone not up to speed, over the past week, Night of Champions, we had the super kick heard around the world. Jimmy Uso super kicks Roman Reigns, and essentially draws a line in the bloodline of we're breaking away from Roman. We then move into SmackDown last night. Roman gets recognized for more than 1,000 days as champion, gets a new world title. We'll talk about that belt here in a little bit. But we also get that the Usos were barred from the arena. It was just Roman and Solo, but of course the Usos showed up. So spoiler alert, if you're planning on watching SmackDown today, I just ruined that shit for you.
You did.
But the Usos come out, we get some divide, we get some back and forth, we get what I legitimately thought was everyone breaking away from Roman. When Solo said they're my brothers, I thought that's it. Everyone's breaking away.
Yes.
Jimmy wants his respect. Roman embraces Jimmy and then says no. And Solo hits Jimmy with the Samoan spike.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got one thing to say. Let's give a special shout. Hey, Mom. You on live TV.
Who is that?
That's my brother-in-law.
Hi.
Thank you for joining the podcast.
He married my wife's sister, so that's my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Right.
And last but not least, Daddy-O. You on live. Say hi.
Hey.
That's
What's up?
So, who was that?
That's my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law.
He married my wife's sister, so yeah. Brother-in-law.
All right, what's up, dude? Hi.
Up.
Who's that?
Who's your wife's sister?
Oh, my wife's sister's name is Mindy. She's short, blonde.
Oh, you said your wife's sister.
Yeah, white sister.
I thought you said my wife's sister.
Oh.
Stop trying to figure what the hell you were talking about. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Got it.
Okay.
Got the whole fam.
They ain't time for the weekend, so I got the old man with me.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So the bloodline thing is, I figured it'd be like a fatal four-way, but now it's like they really trying to turn the family against each other. They are.
Yeah. I did not think Solo would be the one to side with Roman. I really didn't.
That's the last person I would think. Solo. I mean, what?
When the show kicked off and Solo was wearing his own shirt, I thought, oh, that's foreshadowing right there. Solo's turning tonight. And just wasn't the case.
I mean, I know siblings hate each other sometimes, but dang, you can't do it to your own siblings on live television.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought, if anything, I thought we would have seen Jey Uso fall in line and it'd be Jimmy and Solo. Give us something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Months ago, Mark the Monster predicted Solo was going to be the guy to turn on Roman originally. I guess that's not the case.
Not anymore.
That family's pretty big. Got a lot of people.
Yes, I had to explain to my dad who they all were. He didn't believe they were Rikishi's sons until he started seeing. Oh, he sees the resemblance, but he just knows Rikishi bigger than that. That's why he didn't see it.
So we got big keys. We got, I believe, Jacob Fatu is 100% a free agent at the moment.
He is a free agent.
Yeah. He dropped the House of Glory title to Matt Cardona a couple weeks ago. I'm wondering if we're going to see more Samoans in WWE, and we're going to see two different lines of the Bloodline working toward the Civil War at War Games. Bloodline versus Bloodline in the War Games.
I would say if they did come to WWE, it would probably like a short-term deal, maybe like a one-night thing.
Or just a short run, get us through Survivor Series and War Games. That way you give Roman a high-profile match where he's not defending his titles.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure our boy Steroid Steve, if he were here, would be pissed about that. But I digress on that. But I think we're building toward Bloodline Civil War Games at Survivor Series. So we're going to have to build up each side. Probably put Rikishi with the Usos. This is an opportunity to put The Rock back on TV and build us toward Rock Roman WrestleMania 40.
But my thing is, who will be on Roman's side besides Solo?
Don't know. I
Tony
don't know.
downside. Who would be? I mean, you gotta think. Roman is basically their cousins versus siblings. That's a big difference right there now.
Yeah. The only thing I could think that would be a way to do it is if Roman doesn't go with blood relatives to help fill the bloodline on his side. And, you know, they kept saying brothers last night on SmackDown. Who's Roman's brother in WWE?
Seth?
Seth freaking Rollins is Roman's brother. Yeah, they've been fighting for a long time, but they just kept saying brothers. But I'm not going to get Mox. We know that. Sadly. How cool would that be? And they just brought the Shield back together with Solo and did those guys against the Usos and Jacob Fatu and whoever else they could throw in.
I mean, one night only. It could happen one night only.
They're never going to do it, man. We're never going to get that.
Yeah. Triple H could just make a phone call. Tony Khan, just one night only. One night.
I think Tony Khan would certainly play ball with it. I don't think that I don't think it would be beneficial for WWE at this point to do it.
Yeah, but still. It'd be cool for one night. Just one night only.
It would be. I think a lot of things that they could do would be really cool to do them for one night only if they would like cross those lines. But I just don't. I don't see where the benefit is for WWE to ever cross those lines and let someone. I mean, they did acknowledge CM Punk on SmackDown last night. Don't know if you caught that or not.
I did see that in the promo video, package.
Yeah, in a Roman promo, they put Punk in there, which is interesting because I feel like they've wrote Punk out of a lot of things. But I mean, maybe he did mend that fence, right?
He is like technically the second of this generation, longest reigning.
Yeah. He was what, 434. I mean, what, like not even less than half the time of Roman's reign, but I mean, modern era, very long reign.
Yeah, and he defended way more than Roman did.
It'd be great if right then is when Steroid Steve popped in and we're talking about Punk defended way more than Roman.
Plus, he had that little, ankle injury at the time. He was out for 2 weeks? Couldn't do nothing for 2 weeks?
Something like that, yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see where we go with Roman's title reign without the full bloodline around him. Because now I gotta wonder, what are we building toward?
I know what they're building towards. Rumor report. I seen today that they're trying to make him pass Hogan's reign. So if he come to SummerSlam 2024, he'll pass it.
I mean, I have to imagine the entire goal is to get him past Hulk Hogan's reign. Like, I don't think there was a plan to have this title run for Roman be as long as it's been initially. I just think that as this thing got legs and it started going, it was like, okay, well, where do we end it? Where do we want to go? And I think now that we've gotten past 1,000 days, which I think Cody winning could have been the right call, but I think now that we got past that, that's behind us. We need to move forward and get over it. Him surpassing the 1,000 days kind of means he absolutely has to get past Hogan's reign.
And that'd be SummerSlam 2024.
And that's a real long time to tell a story.
And they also said, with the little spoiler, that they do go with that plan. It's going to be somebody on Raw win the Money in the Bank.
Man, a lot of things are saying LA Knight wins Money in the Bank.
He's not even qualified in the match.
I know.
He went against Montez, so I don't know. I don't know.
They find a way to weasel him back in.
The only way he get in there, if he did like Edge did to Kofi Kingston, just take somebody out. That's the only way he get in there.
Yeah, I mean, but they constantly like to do people win Money in the Bank and then turn around and start defending that briefcase for some reason.
Yeah.
So
what? So what? You think somebody gonna win the briefcase and LA Knight gonna challenge that person for the briefcase?
Yeah, I mean, LA Knight qualified last night, right? That was his and Montez Ford's match, was a qualifying match, wasn't it?
I thought it was just a regular match.
No, I think that was qualifying for Money in the Bank.
Oh.
Pretty sure that's what that match was.
Well, never mind then.
I'll see if I can find it. Because I think, for some reason, it's in my head that was a qualifying match for Money in the Bank.
I thought it was just a regular match because he was fighting all the tag, him and...
No,
not...
it was a qualifying match. So, LA Knight is in Money in the Bank.
Oh. Never mind then.
So, LA Knight could be the one getting the briefcase. Man, I like LA Knight. I really do. I liked him as Eli Drake in NWA. I liked him on NXT when he was there. His character's very good. He's good. He's a good promo and good in the ring. I don't think he's a guy who cashes in the briefcase on Roman or Seth and wins.
It's hard to say because, you know, everybody who cashes in is always when somebody down at the last match.
Yeah.
Or if he gets...
Do you think we could see someone look to cash in on the IC title or the US title as opposed to going after one of the big titles?
Remember, Austin did it. Seth.
Yeah, Austin Theory did it, and you were one of the many who thought they were burying Austin Theory when he did it. It didn't make any sense the way he did it, I agree. But, I mean, the IC title kind of matters now with Gunther having it, and Gunther's about to break the record as longest reigning IC champ. He's going to get past Honky Tonk, that's for sure. I mean, I don't want to say it's for sure, anything can happen, but that feels pretty probable that Gunther gets the longest IC title reign. Then does that make that belt more prestigious, more valuable?
I mean, think about it like this. Gunther is like The Miz 10 years ago when he made that belt irrelevant again. He's making it mean something. He's making it worth watching because you never know who he's going to take out next. Like,
Yeah.
He had a triple threat match, a regular match. That belt going strong right now.
Could you see LA Knight winning Money in the Bank and then down the road, Gunther has a very physical match with whomever? It's Gunther, so he's going to have a physical match with whoever it is. If Gunther pulls off that victory, or we get down toward both guys being beat up and exhausted in the match, LA Knight cashes in, comes in, and steals the IC title off from underneath the Gunther. Then we can run their feud and for the IC belt for a little while, and then move Gunther into the main event picture and move him out of the mid card.
I mean, Gunther, he did hit on Monday that he wanted Riddle to win the Money in the Bank and cash in on him. He is throwing hints out that he wants somebody to win the Money in the Bank and cash it on him. So I don't see why not.
I don't see, if we get Gunther past the Honky Tonk record for IC title, I don't know how you really pull the belt off in that. because you haven't. WWE's mid card on both shows it is pretty deep and pretty good, but if we're building Gunther to be the monster heel for the next 10 years, he really probably can't drop the IC title clean to somebody.
I mean, the only way he could do it if he goes back in the Rumble and wins it again. Like, go from the first win all the way through the whole thing. He does that one more time. Then he probably have to drop the belt.
Have Gunther win Rumble, and he just, after he wins the Rumble, he relinquishes the IC title? Then we could do an IC title tournament or something. I could see that.
I mean, do that. Instead of, he could just relinquish it at the, before. Yeah, it was out. Hold on. What can's going to be open? Oh, hold that thought for a second. Mama.
Anyone who's not watching this, or you're hearing this audio, now I think Joe's going in for yogurt.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
You ain't over there, is it?
What we're producing right now, guys, is captivating television.
Yes, yes. What up, baby? Hold on, baby. Oh, dang it, ain't working, mama. It worked. Hold on. Oh, wait.
I was going to say, now I opened one, but I couldn't get the other.
For everyone who's made it to this point, I really hope you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Check us out on Rumble. Podcast is available on Spotify. Spotify also has the video podcast, not just the audio. Rumble's got the video. If you're not checking out Rumble, it's a great spot to catch some user-created content. I don't want to say it's like YouTube because that's not really fair to Rumble, but I mean everything's like YouTube in the video format. Just a little less control. And it's not run by the big G. So Rumble's got the Power Slap League. It's got BKFC has a lot of programming on Rumble. And we have a bunch of our interviews with BKFC fighters. I'll be looking to have some folks from Power Slap back on here again. And see what other pro wrestlers we can get some interviews with. And all of our interviews will be up on Rumble going forward and all of our podcasts. And we got Joe's back. What were you making?
We barbecuing today, and the can opener, she couldn't get it all the way down, so you know.
Oh, you're an electric can opener kind of guy?
Yeah, I got it for free, so I couldn't say no to it.
We've always had a hand can opener.
No, but just I'll move in here, and somebody just said, "Hey, you want a can opener?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?"
What's hitting the grill today? What are you barbecuing?
Oh, there's gonna be some burgers, hot dogs, some ribs, you know, typical. Mac and
Nice.
cheese. I would.
Oh, who's making the mac and cheese? Boy, you can't make no mac and cheese.
But yeah. All right, so my mom making mac and cheese. Sue me, okay?
I knew you were making that mac and cheese. I knew you were lying.
Hey, I tried it, but Mom, it turns out the best, way better than mine, so I can't say no to it.
I hope you guys are all following Joe on Instagram. So hopefully he will post some pictures of this mac and cheese later. He should really be doing a how-to video with his mom, so that way I can see that family recipe.
Oh, we ain't got the mac and cheese. Probably gonna start to about give it a couple more hours, you know. So yeah.
So where were we at?
Oh,
Gunther. How do we get that IC title off Gunther?
Here we go. This is what happened. Gunther would be like, let's just say a month before WrestleMania. Adam comes out and say, Gunther, you can't be like Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior having both belts. So they do a tournament, so he relinquished the belt. And they put in I don't know, 20 battle royal for the title, or they do like a little tournament, like 10, whatever. Break it down. Final 2, WrestleMania, or on night 1 or 2.
Have you seen what Impact's about to do for their world title? The
Nah.
8-4-1 match?
I see only one. I didn't see what they're doing to it.
They're doing an 8-4-1 match. And Impact, I guess there's been some other indie promotions that have done these, and some folks are familiar with them. I've never heard of this. So Impact doing it is the first I've heard of it. So it's an 8-4-1 match. You have you're starting off with 8 guys, 8 competitors, and it's an 8-man tag. So it's 2 teams of 4. The winning team of that then separates into 2 tag teams. Those 2 tag teams have a match. The winning tag team then faces each other in a singles match to crown the number 1 contender for the Impact Heavyweight title.
Ooh. Call me crazy, but it sounds odd, but I like it.
I'm totally captivated by the entire idea. Like, it's got me wanting to tune into Impact more, just because what a cool concept to crown a number 1 contender. That match type to me is bonkers, and I just can't wait for it.
Call me crazy, but that does sound like
Nick Aldis is going to be involved in that, so I'd imagine Nick Aldis is going to end up being the number 1 contender.
Oh, and I see Moose's contract is up.
Is it really?
Moose's contract is up. It's coming up. So
He's probably got to go to AEW, right?
I don't know. I think Moose is better than TNA. I can't. If you go to AEW, it's just going to be right. He's better than TNA.
He'll get lost somewhere, and we don't really talk. Lately, we haven't talked a whole lot about AEW. We're seeing Tony Khan announced AEW Collision is premiering June 17th, and it's going to be from Chicago, and it will feature CM Punk.
That was sad. You had 50-50.
Dude, half the arena booed.
I know, 50-50. Like, yeah, boo.
And in the video package that AEW's put on their social, they dropped crowd sound in over the audio and didn't show the people. They don't show the people booing. They're showing it as it's nothing but a positive reaction, and I think that is a misstep on AEW's part, Tony Khan's part. They should let the crowd hate Punk. Don't try and convince us half the crowd don't. Let's see if it makes CM Punk be a heel. The crowd should dictate that. And I think the crowd is – the article I wrote on our website that I think the crowd has the potential to turn on Punk in a very, very negative way. If they choose to not embrace Punk being a heel, I think Punk could get go away heat, and I think that's I think that's going to be bad if you're building a show totally around CM Punk. Right. And he gets go away heat.
But I don't think Punk don't like being a heel in his hometown. He don't like talking trash about his hometown.
Yeah,
maybe he
doesn't have to. They can do Brett in Canada.
I know, but
they can do you got certain spots where you're a baby face, but everywhere else you're a heel. Brett was a heel in the United States, and he was a baby face everywhere else. They could do that shit with CM Punk. You can be a face in Chicago, or they're going to boo you out of the arena everywhere else because you should be the anti-AEW guy. He should be the ultimate heel in AEW. They should embrace it and just run it. Let him become such a heel and so hated that he eventually turns back face in time once he earns it back. But right now, man, I think you have a 50-50 split in the fan base. I think it could teeter either way. I think that your hardcore AEW base, they're not digging CM Punk getting his own show.
I don't think. So wait, you think Collision is his show Saturday night?
So a lot of the reports I'm reading, which I mean everything's speculation, and nobody out here putting out these reports and doing interviews and podcasts and writing these things on their blog. We don't know shit, right? We all read the same thing and interpret the same thing.
Yeah.
It seems to be that CM Punk, Ace Steel, and Daniel Bryan are heavily involved in the creative for AEW Collision.
Okay.
It seems to be, and again, I don't know, but there seems to be a good portion of talent that doesn't want to be involved in Collision and be involved with Punk and Ace Steel. I don't know that that's true, and I'm certainly not reporting that it is true. I'm just saying those are things that are out there that people are saying and I'm seeing. Could I see that if all the information we have from the events that took place are factual? Could I see there being a lot of talent that doesn't want to work with him? Absolutely. It's been stated that Moxley's never going to be a part of the Collision show, that he's never working with Punk ever again. Could that be factual? I watched Moxley's interview with Renee. Moxley seems to not want to be involved in any bullshit with people, and it seems to me like Mox's personality kind of reminds me a bit of myself, where if I ain't got shit for you, I ain't got shit for you, and it seems to me like John Moxley ain't got shit for CM Punk, and he ain't going to work with the guy. And I don't blame him. Mox said he's never worked at a place that's been involved in so much BS drama in his life, and a lot of that circles around CM Punk. And I'm not saying it's Punk's fault, but, I mean, his track record ain't great.
All I can say is Tony Khan got two options. There's two options. Just put Punk on one show and just find talent that actually like working with Punk, or have some talent do a flip-flop. The ones that like Punk do both shows. That's the best thing.
Yeah, when everything went down last year with Punk and the Elite and that press conference, I really felt like they should have released CM Punk. Because I felt like they couldn't release the Elite because I thought AEW truly needed the Elite after losing Cody. I went through periods where I thought, man, like, I think AEW has so many of their eggs in the CM Punk basket that's why the past 6 to 8 months of AEW TV hasn't been as great as it was. And that's not me shitting on AEW. I'm an AEW fan, I'm rocking my Murdered Out Bullet Club hat. The Elite, Cody being in the Elite and all the Bullet Club stuff, pull me back into being a huge pro wrestling. I like every wrestling promotion. There's nothing. I'm a pro wrestling fan, but I did think, man, like without Punk, the programming wasn't as good, and I think that's just because they didn't have a plan to not have Punk. I feel like they've righted the ship in a lot of ways in AEW. I feel like a lot of the right people are in the right parts of the card where they need to be. The Four Pillars match I thought was a great match. I don't think it was necessary to showcase them all that way right now, but I did. Great match.
I say
No hit in the match.
it was.
Max had to win that. Makes sense for Max to still be the champ. But I just think that I hope we build toward independent feuds for all of them with Max down the road. But I thought the Four Pillars match was great. I think Max could be the champ. I think they've made all the right moves. All the title moves that just happened, I think were probably the right moves.
Even Jade.
Man, so I've not watched much of her on TV. All I can go with is like little snips of things I've seen. Because again, women's pro wrestling's not booked for me. Not. But I can say what I've seen a lot of Jade stuff on was Botchamania, where she's nearly injured a lot of people because she's not very skilled in the professional wrestling. First of all, the title is nonsense. The women's division in AEW isn't deep enough to have a mid-card title. It's just not. And to have it thrown onto someone who was essentially a Cody Rhodes pet project just to invent a title to give to her, I don't even understand what the point was. I don't believe that anyone's truly a fan of hers. I just think people are afraid to say that they're not a fan because somehow that seems like you're talking shit about female athletes when really you're just allowed to not be fans of stuff. You
She is.
think she's good? Are you impressed by her in-ring ability, not the super jacked
I mean,
Ultimate Warrior-esque look? Like,
she
is she a good wrestler? And that's a
she's okay.
legitimate question. That's not me being a dick. Is she good?
She good with the promo. She good with some of the. She good move with her finisher she got. Oh no, she's good with it. She carried that belt for what 60 days, so she was fine.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't feel like the division should have had a mid-card title. But I also don't think AEW needs the number of mid-card titles that it has.
They do got a lot.
You got Orange Cassidy's intergalactic belt. You have a TNT title. You got a tag title, a trios title. You got the Ring of Honor titles, which are really mid-card titles in AEW.
How long did Ring of Honor be on TV for?
I mean, right now it's on Honor Club. It's not, they don't have a TV deal. Looks like the way they're going to be doing AEW events now is whenever so AEW first started, you go to an AEW show, you would get, it would start off with some dark matches, then you would go on to your Dynamite show, and then you would have some more dark matches. Then it became, you would get some dark matches, you would get Dynamite, and then you would get Rampage, because they put Dark and Dark Elevation on the studio set in Orlando, I think. Now what it's going to be, from my understanding, is you're going to, if you go to Dynamite, you're going to get some Ring of Honor tapings to start the show. We're going to switch to Dynamite. Then we're going to go back to Ring of Honor tapings after Dynamite's off the air, with the occasional Rampage taping, I guess, because it's my understanding Collision will almost always be live, I guess.
Okay. Right.
But I don't think you're ever going to get a Ring of Honor TV deal. I don't think they've pulled in the fan base like they thought they would for the Ring of Honor stuff. I think combining it with Dynamite, is certainly going to give them a better presentation, especially for the second half tapings, because you're going to have more people in the arena. Oh, we got Steroid Steve.
Uh-oh.
Is here.
He's going to kill you. He's going to kill you.
I think have you caught any of the Ring of Honor shows, not the pay-per-views they've done, but any of the Ring of Honor where just what they put on Honor Club on the weekly basis?
Nah, I ain't watched it.
The matches are good. I think they got to figure out a way to communicate stories to people. You had Joe's going to be working with Zack Sabre Jr., so that's something. But I don't think there's really good story development. I think what they truly need to do is not have the lines blurred so much as to who's AEW and who's Ring of Honor. If you're a Ring of Honor talent, you just need to be a Ring of Honor talent, not have them on the AEW show. I've seen the list of like the Ring of Honor figures that are coming out, and they're all just AEW contracted guys, and they're going to have the figures done in their old style of Ring of Honor, not their current state. Like Claudio's getting one, Brian Danielson's getting a figure, but it's going to be the way he was in Ring of Honor, because he's not currently Ring of Honor talent. So they're doing throwback figures is the way I understood the release. To me, that means like you don't even have faith in the product that you're putting out to even put out figures for the guys you signed to the deal. I think Ring of Honor should be AEW's NXT. To be their development.
I think, to be honest, in my opinion, they should just let WWE buy Ring of Honor. They should have. Just for that library, they should have. And then they could have.
I think that's why Tony Khan bought it, really. It was just for the library. Just to bring back Ring the Honor Club. I think you'll see something happen in time where AEW's video library and Ring of Honor's video library become its own package deal and a streaming thing. Kind of like, Fight, how Fight has a lot of stuff. I think you'll see them do that with Ring of Honor and AEW. I don't know that like for anyone like checking out the podcast right now who doesn't understand how big Ring of Honor was prior to the events of 2018, 2019. So Ring of Honor was the quintessential indie promotion in the United States. And I would say North America. AEW exists because of a Ring of Honor event. And a lot of people don't get that. All In was a Ring of Honor show. Like, Cody and the Bucks put that on as a partnership with Ring of Honor. Where Ring of Honor screwed up was they didn't put Ring of Honor on anything in the arena. All the production equipment, all that stuff, it was all Ring of Honor. And instead everything had a Bullet Club logo, and we pushed New Japan heavily. We didn't talk about the fact that Ring of Honor had so much to do with that. And then you have Ring of Honor essentially folds through the pandemic, and Tony Khan buys them up. Ring of Honor was the breeding ground for NXT. The golden era of NXT, the black and gold brand, was Ring of Honor guys who cut their teeth in Ring of Honor and built their name in Ring of Honor. Adam Cole's a Ring of Honor guy.
That is true. Tyler Black.
Yeah. And all the people that WWE got from Ring of Honor have moved on to do, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor.
It's funny. Him and Sami Zayn are like the only two left that went from Ring of Honor to NXT to the main event. They are like the only.
Seth? Oh, Seth Rollins?
And Seth, my bad.
That was Ring of Honor. I mean, I don't feel like you could really say Cody was Ring of Honor, but I mean, that era of Cody was what pulled me back. But I mean, Ben spent a little time there, here and there. The Bucks, the Young Bucks really became the Young Bucks in Ring of Honor.
I'm just saying for those that was at NXT to the main event right now, just them three. It's just them three right now.
Yeah, and that's factual. But yeah, I think Ring of Honor, like, I don't think it'll ever be that again. I don't think it can be, because I think AEW killed the indie scene in the United States for a period. I think it's rebuilding. I think you see a lot of stuff like behind the NWA with the Crockett Cup. GCW's got an event tonight, but GCW is really they tend to lean hard into the deathmatch style. I don't know if that's.
I watched a few of their matches.
I'm not. I mean, art is art, and if that's your deal, if that's the pro wrestling, that's what I love about pro wrestling. There's something for everybody. The deathmatch thing to me, a time and a place for everything. I was a huge Cactus Jack fan when we were younger. His stuff in Japan was very different, but he was able to bring that style into the U.S. and kind of do his own thing and kind of make it work with the North American style of pro wrestling at the time. Nick Gage is cool. I mean, his story is great. Stuff they did with Jericho and AEW was cool, but his Matt Cardona, King of the Deathmatch, cool.
I just forgot what they say. How the hell do they even know how to swing that light bulb without killing somebody?
Man, it just bothered me. Nick Gage almost killed.
I know he almost killed himself in that match.
David Arquette. He almost killed David Arquette.
Yeah,
but
like you got.
For me, the deathmatch thing just is. It's not. I guess it's just not for me. Some parts are, some parts aren't. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not a horror film guy either, so I think it's kind of funny. There's just some elements of. I don't like gore. It's not my thing. So some of that stuff it's very uncomfortable for me to try to watch and try to enjoy. It's not my deal. It's somebody's. There's people out there who love it. And I'm not throwing shade on anyone who does it. That's how you display your art. That's cool. I'm all for it. I support whatever people want to do. But I think that's kind of like the indie scene has become a lot of niche stuff in North America since AEW came along. And I think it's interesting how a lot of fans feel like Tony Khan is this big supporter of the indie scene when really, man, he just yanked up all the indie talent the same way WWE did. WWE came into the UK with NXT UK, got all the big name stars, and essentially killed the UK indie scene.
But the difference between them, at least they did something with them. And Tony Khan just got them, giving them weekly 2 weeks paycheck. That's about it.
I'm a firm believer that Tony Khan collects actual wrestlers like they're wrestling figures. He likes signing his favorite wrestlers to good deals and giving these guys money, which I'm all for it, man. He's a billionaire. If he wants to pay dudes and not use them, I think it probably sucks a little bit for these guys to not be able to do what they love to do or not be booked to do what they love to do. But as long as they're getting paid, I'm not mad at the situation for them. I'm happy for anybody making money.
I'd be surprised if he signed the Undertaker and said, "I'll give you $1 million every show." I'd be surprised. Just saying.
Do you think Tony Khan's going to sign Goldberg?
I hope he don't. I really hope he don't. Cause Goldberg, he like Angle. He can't really do nothing no more. He's on the last wheel. He really can't do nothing.
Tony Khan tried to get Angle.
I know, but he can't. Angle can't do it because of his body.
He's too beat up.
He can't do it.
Tony Khan originally wanted Goldberg out the gate. Did you know that?
I heard rumors about it, but I didn't think he really wanted him.
Yeah, the original thing was he wanted to redo Goldberg's streak in AEW. But that's whenever WWE signed him to the big deal and gave him all the money for the Saudi shows and stuff. They signed him so Tony Khan couldn't get him. Is the way I understood the story.
Oh.
So I guess how I always show up the allegedly speculation, whatever those things are that keep me out of legal trouble.
Yeah.
Nothing I ever say is fact. There we go.
Okay.
Maybe they would keep me out of court.
Everything you say could be a rumor, just a rumor.
Yeah, it's all entertainment. I'm not saying any of this is fact. It could all be made up.
Yeah, but if he brought Goldberg back, that'd be like the dumbest thing he could do. That's worse than bringing Sabu. Sabu can't even do nothing no more. That's worse. But Sabu needs the money. Sabu needs the money. So I can see why.
I was happy to see Sabu moving around as well as he did because I know he had to have. I think he had a hip replaced. I know he wasn't doing great physically for a little while, so it was good to see him mobile.
Yeah. Like you can't even throw the chair like he used to. Like.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of it was, but hey, whatever.
Hey.
Sabu got paid, so that's what's important to me.
Sabu got paid. He probably got his house and everything paid up for just coming in for one night.
I wonder what he got for that appearance. Well, those 2 appearances, I guess. I wonder what Tony Khan paid Sabu.
I'll say just to help Sabu out with that little GoFundMe he had. I say, let's just say he got like good 70K.
Think?
70K. You know?
What's 70K to Tony Khan?
70K? That probably took away hospital bills, year, wherever you stay at. He's still getting money for groceries and everything, so he's good. So, hey.
Yeah. I mean, 70K, you're probably right. That's probably damn close, I would think. So as we look ahead at the AEW landscape, what do you think we're going to see from a world title pitcher? Who do you see going after MJF next?
I'm going to say Adam Cole.
Well, I was thinking too. I think it's going to be Adam Cole.
Adam Cole next. He just beat Jericho. They're going to have something to do with it. I mean, what they're going to do?
Drag out the Jericho feud. We can always do that, like we love to do with Chris Jericho in AEW. To put you with him and you get one victory, and then we're going to 50-50 book it to death and drag it out and actually hurt the younger talent in the process because then no one cares.
Or unless, call me crazy, unless Jungle Boy just said, I want to challenge you next solo, since they had Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, but this past week we had Jungle Boy hanging out with Hook again.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what the deal with that is.
don't know. I don't know if this is an attempt to utilize Jungle Boy to help Hook get over more, because I think the Hook experiment, they missed the opportunity to pull the trigger on Hook.
I mean, when he came out in the beginning, he was good. Like, really.
What started off as a meme actually got over. Send Hook got over.
Yeah. And then when he started being, what was it? Tag team? Or was his dad came first? Was it one or two? That's when he started.
Well, they did the whole Team Pass thing. Then they paired him up with Hook, and they did Hookhausen. They paired him with Danhausen.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do. I'm glad Danhausen's getting paid, but I'm going to say another missed opportunity on AEW's part with Danhausen, because I don't feel like they really utilized the guy in any capacity.
Any out injury?
He might be injured now, yeah. But, I mean, I just think Danhausen is a very marketable character for AEW. And I think there was opportunity to use him in a way perhaps outside of the ring. They could do something else with Danhausen.
He could be like, I don't know what they could do with Danhausen, to tell you the truth. He looks like a comedy character.
Yeah, and I like goofy wrestling. You know, goofy wrestling is good. I enjoy it. And I enjoy Danhausen a lot. I like the whole shtick. I think they should have had him do. Hear me out. This is my idea. Like if I was given the opportunity to do something creative with AEW, I would have had Danhausen do something along the lines of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of situation, where Danhausen is like watching. Have him in a room with, give him a cast of characters. I don't know. Maybe he gets a puppet friend, and they're watching like clips from like the weeks prior and analyzing things as a goofy like backstage segment. It just would have Danhausen just like ribbing on people, or they're have them dubbed over a promo and doing the promo completely wrong, like different conversations entirely taking place. I think that'd be funny. I'd laugh.
Or he could team up.
Actually, maybe that's my idea for our next show. Maybe that's what we should do. We should do Mystery Science Theater 3000 with pro wrestling.
Or have him team up with Matt Hardy with Deletion. Do that.
Yeah, something.
I don't know.
I think definitely Adam Cole going to be the next one with MJF. Definitely think that's the way to go. I think we've had kind of an allusion to that, and that was allegedly what was going to happen backstage. I guess they recorded a segment with Britt Baker and MJF, and then they changed it because it kind of foreshadowed a little too much. Which I think.
Max got that mouth. Gonna get him killed.
And he's the ultimate heel, man. He's so good at that character.
Yeah, I mean, I seen it on this talk show with podcast. But he's 26, and he is killing it as a heel.
Yeah.
And he can't. They said if they turned him babyface, it would look so bad on him.
I was afraid they were going to be forced whenever he came back to make him be a babyface. But man, he went hard in the paint and went right back to being a heel. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, the fans. He was bigger than. I'm like, oh damn, he really is a good guy. Then, gotcha. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he gets real heel heat. It's fantastic. It's not manufactured heel heat. They're not piping in crowd noise for Max. It's legit. What do you think about the rumor that they're piping in crowd noise for Dominic Mysterio?
That's the best one. You know what? Here's the thing. Dominic Mysterio may not be good with the promos, but all they got to do, they can just give him like one sentence. He could say like 5 words. And the first 2 words he say, ooh.
I don't want Dominic Mysterio to be good at a promo. I like the kind of I don't know. I don't want to say he's not a bad promo, but he's not a great promo. I don't want him to be a great promo. I want him to be the promo that he is, because and if they are piping in those boos, which I think they probably are a little bit for TV.
No, I don't think they is. Those are real boos.
I think he's got the heat. Dominic Mysterio is a legit heel. Like, crowd hates it. I think they are piping in some crowd noise to make it a little bit more deafening, but they're doing it perfectly. Like, not letting him get a sentence out and the boos are so loud that you can't hear him. I think that's fantastic. I think it really builds that heel character, and it's just so enjoyable at home watching TV to hear him not be able to cut his promo. I'm here for it. I think it's great. They say they pipe in crowd noise like it's a bad thing. You're watching a TV show in front of a live audience. They're gonna have to put a laugh track in there. Like, well, I don't see what the big deal is.
I mean, all they got to do is say, "My mommy," and bam, that's it. You hear boo in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. The Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio that's that experiment that WWE tried and have stuck with and just kept going until it got over, and it's over, and I think it's great.
I don't think they're gonna break up the Judgment Day just yet. They ain't gonna do it. I think Triple H likes the faction more, so he's gonna keep them going strong. Even if it means they be a group but do things separate, he'll still make them still be a faction.
Yeah. Just having that way to unify them together if you need to do an 8-man tag that makes sense, or if you got to look to plug somebody in at War Games or Survivor Series, you have these groups that already exist. So it doesn't have to be Raw versus SmackDown, that nonsense. So I think keeping the factions together and not breaking them up for the sake of breaking them up. The Bloodline, we're telling a story, so that's fine. But I think leave your tag teams, leave your factions. Everything doesn't have to crumble. Let these groups go. And let's see what happens.
Yes.
Well, Joe, you got anything else you want to add to this episode of Don't Say the F Word other than the fact that we have mac and cheese that's going to get prepared?
I would say you and my sister come over, but I know you anti-social and don't like to leave the house, so, you know.
Man, I've left the house before.
I'm just saying. I can say, come on over. You probably be in 15 minutes and out. So it's okay. I get it. I'm not mad.
Man, your sister can't even eat mac and cheese. She can't eat dairy. You have to make a vegan mac and cheese. And I feel like your mom ain't going to be making a vegan mac and cheese.
That is true. Sorry about that. That is very true.
Right?
Yes. I forgot the dairy thing. I keep forgetting that.
Man, no dairy, no beef, no pork, no egg.
All right. I'm sorry. You can't come over, man. Sorry.
There we go. You can always drop me off some ribs, though. I can eat them.
Okay. I'll save a couple just for you, okay?
All right. Thank you, everyone who's watched us live on Instagram. Anyone checking us out after we've gone live on Spotify, YouTube, Rumble. We appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will post an update of when we will be back. And maybe we'll do something. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something Monday leading up to Raw or during Raw. Maybe we'll do a watch along. Who knows? But thank you, guys. I'm Jeremy. That's Joe, the illegal brother-in-law. Mark kicked the show off for us. I don't know where he went. He's probably betting on Beyblade somewhere. So thank you, everyone. This is Don't Say the F Word. We don't use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Don't let your friends use it either. We're out.
Yeah.